Today is Lili Nishmas Chava Bas Yaakov, Hagut Ner Shabbos. Yesterday we were discussing the idea in Aina, fraud. Now, we mentioned the story about a pickle dip, and there was a heated discussion after the Shuir on what is Aina, what is the actual thing in Aina, and is that story Aina, and what does the Pele Yoetz mean? And I want to make a disclaimer. The Pele Yoetz is not a halacha sefer. The Pele Yoetz wrote many svarim, and one of the svarim that he wrote is actually a halacha sefer. I think it's called something Elef, and there's another one Matzili Eish. There's another one on Haggadah. He has many svarim on Parsha. Some of them are out of print, but some of them you could still get. There's another one on Tefillah, based Tefillah, but those are his halacha svarim. The sefer that we're learning now is not a halacha sefer; it's a Musar sefer, and you can't pass him from what he's saying. But we could take what he's saying and we could discuss it. It's a discussion, and as well as whatever I'm saying, disclaimer, is not what necessarily the Pele Yoetz is saying. I'm trying my best to teach what he's saying to the best of my abilities. And if anybody wants to look inside and say a different shot in it, please, I would love to hear from you. I'd love to hear any of ours. Yeah. So the Pele Yoetz today, we're starting on Mem Aleph, page 188 in the art scroll, and the Zeh HaKlal Oina. It's the Klal of Oina. What is the Klal of Oina? So we were discussing this case yesterday. I'm going to tell you another case that came up yesterday. There was somebody who hired a caterer to do an event for him, and he hired the caterer. He said, "This is your event." A few days before the event, the caterer came back and he said, I just want you to call the person who's doing it just to go over stuff. And he realized that he was just selling it out to another caterer and taking a cut in the middle. So I thought I was hiring this caterer, and it ends up he was just selling it out to somebody else, taking a cut, and now I'm having a different caterer. So is that allowed to do? I mean, he said, no, I took full responsibility. I made the menus, I took care of everything. I had another job. I couldn't take your job, so I gave another caterer the job to do your Shabbos. So it's really what I think. What my shot in it is that if you do something that another person thinks that you're doing something and really it's the other way, that is, you're doing, I know, you're tricking somebody else. Now, look what he says, and we'll see if he says that. If you're mishabeach, your things, meaning you take your product and you mishabeach when it's not what it is, you say, this is how much I paid for. I was talking to another esrog moicher yesterday, and we're talking about, if you tell somebody, this esrog costing me $200, I have to charge you $250, and really you bought it for $10, that's I know, you're not allowed to do that, right? Or you paid for it, I paid for this a lot of money, it's not MS. This is important, this is what we're talking about here. And I don't have to tell you, as hamekach, you can't dress up something. That it should look better for the eye. Meaning, take bad things and good things and mix it together. That meaning he's saying that you take oranges and you're selling a bag of oranges. You put the ones on top that are nice, and you put the bottom ones. They do that a lot. They take the strawberries that are bad, put it on the bottom. Or you deliver something, you say, I'm going to sell you something that's like this, and then you give him something else. It's a toivas of Hashem, and now he's going to give a lot of teichacha. Next time we're going to learn he's going to give bracha. So just a quick trigger warning. The ain't tzarich loymar imoisa avo b'mida. If he changes the midah, the measurements, mishkal or the volume, or meshura or the other kind of measurement, shu kare avol, that this is corrupt. Soina, if somebody does that, he despised. Meshukas, he's despicable. Cherem, he's loathsome. Ta'eva, he's an abomination. The kasha, ainshim shal midas, and somebody who does this, he changes measurements, like we said in our share today. Yosim anshin shal arayis. The Gemara says it's worse than the einish of arayis. Bevadei shehi lo tatzliach. It's bevadei that he won't be matzliach. Ba'achrisoin, his end will be yenovo v'ra ba'olam. He's going to be appalling and disgrace in the world, hazeh, in this world. And he's going to have a einish in olam haba. Somebody's a shaita. If he does this, he's going to end up with nothing. And his end is going to be, he's going to have nothing. And he's making himself a bad deal in Gehenna. We know that in the beginning, when you come to Hashem, to Shemayim, the first question they're going to ask you is Nasata v'Nasata b'Emunah. Did you deal in business with Emunah? V'abetech b'Hashem v'noisem b'Emunah. Chesed Hashem yisai v'venu. Hashem will be around you. Berachas Hashem hi ta'ashiroi, and you'll become wealthy. You'll never be lacking bread. V'yu mezaynoisav, and your mezaynos will be the heter, b'nachas, b'revach, u'b'chavod. Ashra v'olam hazeh, you'll be fortunate in this world. V'toiva v'olam haba, you'll be good in the next world. Thank you and have a great Shabbat.